Hey guys. Hey Harold. Hey Julie. Hey Corey. Thanks everybody for coming. I'm just kind of just setting things up here, so that's a little loud, isn't it? I'll try not to speak so loud. I'm trying out this microphone again to see if it's any better or worse. How's that sound? Any better? Does it sound like shit, Joe? Okay, you guys let me know if this thing sounds bad. I've tried it before and it sounded kind of shitty, so I can go back to the speaker on the machine. Yes, this is the buggy that I picked up, Harold, that you sent me the ad for. I kind of feel that way, Rinks, with this little mic thing. I actually don't. I don't think this sounds very good. It almost sounds better when it's just through the phone. Okay, I'll leave it. If it gets all distorted and funky sounding, let me know. So, just a sec. I was still setting up. So this is the buggy I picked up. Why I missed the live stream last week? I drove into the city and picked this buggy up last week. Is why I missed the live stream last week. I figured everybody would kind of understand if it was for nitro purposes, but this is why I went into the city to pick this up. This is OFNA Ultra LX, so it goes with my MBX and my sevens and my eights. It's all part of my OFNA collection. I painted this body. It came with a um, new old stock body that was clear, obviously, and I painted it. And it even came with some decals that are pretty cool. Like I don't know if anybody's seen these before from back in the day, but these are the Team Orion internal graphics. That's what these are. They're actually on the inside of the body, so it's pretty cool. The I've never used these before. I just remember seeing them 20 years ago, but they're pretty neat, and they're actually on the inside of the body, and you paint over top of them. Hey, John, thanks for coming. but yeah, so this was the original body. It was a little worse for wear. I'm gonna save it as a basher body. Like it was a little bit busted here. I did the old Chugu repairs on it and everything, and but the back where the body mount goes is busted straight through, so I'd have to do some love there. And the front was broke across here where the pin goes through. So it was just starting to show some age, and it was missing all the decals and everything. So I figured this would look better. I tried to stay as period correct with the paint scheme as possible, so it actually turned out not too bad. You can't really tell, but it's a lighter orange in the front and a darker red in the back, just as kind of an effect. But I think it turned out not too bad. Except I did kind of looks like I kind of chewed it a bit trying to cut out for the exhaust port. But other than that, yeah, like you said, the old body wasn't horrible. I just wanted I figured it came with it. I might as well paint it, even though it's probably a fairly good collector's piece to be an original OFNA uh, body replacement for a buggy that hasn't been made in 20 years. So, but yeah, so we'll have a closer look. The plan is to have a closer look at this one today, possibly fire it up, and then the other one that we're going to do is I have the engine that came out of the Serpent SRX 8, and I figured that we could actually have a look inside that engine because it has probably, I don't know, probably 3 gallons of, not, maybe not 3 gallons, probably a couple gallons of fuel through it. And it's a stock RTR engine, so we just see how it weathered with the abuse that it took. But yeah, so this buggy, the fella I got it from in the city in Calgary was a pretty nice fella. A little bit odd, but he's a pretty nice guy, and super nice fella. You could tell that he loved it and was in a decent part of the city. So again, that's my body. It's got a little bit of shavings on it from when I cut all the holes, but oh, I heard the ding. That means my tires are done. I had to go get my tires out of the oven. I have a little pizza oven in my garage. I don't know if anybody else does this or not, but I use it for I leave it at 100 degrees and it's got a fan in it, and I use it to dry the glue on the tires before I put them back in the rack. Because I have put them back in the rack before they were completely dry, and then the next thing you know, you pull them apart, you pull them off the rack, and they're all glued together, and yeah, just because a little bit of glue seepage through the sidewalls and whatnot, and the next thing you know, you got a big mess to try and deal with. I got, I got body shavings everywhere from when I cut the holes out. So this has the original. I should have brought the box down. The original OFNA Pico. See if I can get it closer there so you can see it. The original OFNA Pico engine, which is a great replacement for this buggy. It runs really good. It's got a bit of a two-stage idle that I got to sort out yet. The engine runs great. It's just got like I said, it's got a bit of a two-stage idle coming down off of high speed that I was fighting with the other night, and then I called her. I was like, because it was getting late, I didn't want to piss off the neighborhood, so it was getting a little bit late, and I was getting a little tired, so I gave up. But yeah, it seems to run good. It's not pulling any air, anything like that. So yeah, I have done that before, Otis. The that activator does work good. I don't have any. I'm out, so I usually just throw them in that little pizza oven at 100 degrees, and they're done in no time. Then I put them on the rack. Hey, how's it going, ADRC Shed? I haven't seen you here. Welcome. Everybody's welcome here. So these. This is, like I said, this is the LX, off the LX, uh, Ultra LX, and it's in remarkable condition, for being, whatever, 25 years old plus. The original servos didn't survive the cleaning. They died. I got them a little too wet when I was doing the cleaning, and they decided they didn't want to live anymore. So I always find that's a good telltale. If they die when I clean them, then they're not worth saving in the first place. So, oh, Lotus, the only thing ever gets done in that thing is tires. And I bought that pizza oven for something in the house one time before, and then it kicked around forever. And then I was like, I'll find another. My wife was like, "You find another use for this thing, or take it to the reuse store." So I'm like, "I'll find a use for it." So I use it for bodies. I use it for tires. I use it for non-food purposes now. Anything that needs to be dried with heat, and it works pretty good. I've even done some small powder coating and put it in that thing, and it's done a pretty good job of it. These actually are the original Offno wheels and tires, which is amazing for the age of this thing. It came with this set of wheels and tires, which is the originals, and the tread is awesome, and I'm amazed because, like I said, these are very old. So if I run these on asphalt, they will disappear in no time flat. And it also came with a set of on roads. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Thanks for coming. So yeah, like I said, I ran this the other week, and it seemed to run pretty decent. Fired up like second or third pull. It's amazing to see, like, the paint on the pipe is still that good a shape. I don't think it was, if it was run, it wasn't run a shitload. I mean, it's got some love scrapes and stuff in the bottom of it from use, but it's not completely knackered. The suspension still seems pretty decent. It did come with we can go through the package of parts that it came with as well. Just off to the side for now. Everything I make in the oven gets rubbery. Yeah, that has that effect. So this is the little toolbox of parts it came with. So came with a spare one-way bearing in the bag, some glow plugs, some extra knocks, some OS8 glow plugs, some strut spacers, a bunch of zip ties. Came with spare steering knuckle, some axles, some plastic bits, more tooling, some really old. I haven't seen these forever. Um, uh, hex drivers, and some really tiny ones, very small ones, which is kind of cool. Some old crystals, another axle, some toothbrushes to clean some stuff, extra little pieces, some bolts. And then underneath here, I've never used these. I don't know if anybody on here has. These are the rings for the exhaust couplers. I don't know if anybody's ever seen these, but instead of using zip ties, you use these. And I haven't seen these forever. Oh, hey, compass. Or only nitros, I should say. And it came with HPI couplers, an Earl battery connector, new brake rotors, ceramic brake rotors from Jammin, which is cool. Actual Jammin parts. A complete linkage set, which is kind of cool because I'm always making these, which are a pain in the ass. Set of brake pads, GS Racing brake pads. That's just a sleeve. There's some upper and lower energy pieces for the Ultra MBX. This is what I was most stoked about, was a complete set of engine mounts for the Hobeo stuff, which I love these because these fit lots of other buggies, and they let you fit pretty much any engine in there because the bolts just slide around. So, hey SLC, haven't seen you for a while, buddy. Thanks for coming. It came with a really old school failsafe, an old dynamite failsafe. I'll probably never use that. Pretty cool. Came with a set of hubs for the old style hub axles instead of the CV axles. Set of really weird wheel nuts, big flange wheel nuts. So those are kind of neat. Came with some more supports, a whole bunch of radio gear. It actually came with a LiPo in it, and this is the low voltage LiPo charger, which is kind of cool. It came with yet another glow plug wrench, which it's a Durtrax one. I like these ones because they have the threaded holes for your glow plugs, but I must have 50 glow plug wrenches now. And it came with one of these. It's actually OFNA. These are cool because they thread onto the 1 liter jug, and I love these ones. They thread onto the 1 liter jug. They got a decent sized spout, and like I said, lots of little bits and pieces. So for the $250 I paid for it, I think it was worth it. It was a good buy. Later, Lotus. Thanks for coming, buddy. We'll see if it's still up when you get back. Who said why not there? Joey, what's up? Anyway, yeah. So this was going to be the main topic of conversation today with this one. So we'll see how it goes. I'll probably turn this external mic off when we fire this up. Otherwise, it just really sounds horrible. I've done it before, and it just goes to super bad feedback, and it sounds awful. But yeah, so I figured that this one would be good. Maybe we'll do a little bit of test and tune on it, and yeah, it's a neat little tiny toolbox. I mean, it's very, very small, so it doesn't fit a whole lot of stuff, but it'll be a decent little travel box for sure. I have so many little boxes of tools that have come with other kits and stuff that, man, I got, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 14, 15, 15 boxes of tools uh, that have been kicking around. Yeah, it's just crazy the amount of it's just all stuff that's come with kits over the years, that you buy and everybody gives you their little bit of tools that come with it. I mean, quite often I end up with people that are just straight up getting out of the hobby, so I end up with their leftover bits and pieces and stuff. So same thing as I must have, 10 glow plug igniters and probably, like I said, 20 different uh, glow plug wrenches. Except for Joey, it probably cost me $50 to send you a $20 toolbox. I went with off the phone again this time, Rinks, just because I think I'm going to stick the GoPro to doing videos instead of lives, because I noticed that the big problem that I have with the GoPro is that it goes onto the live not bad, but it doesn't let me book the live for the link. So when I go on to the GoPro and hit live, it doesn't let me schedule it for 1 o'clock. Like you do the same thing. You do your schedule, and then people have a chance to see, okay, it's 9 o'clock my time or whatever. This one, the GoPro doesn't let me do that. And that's the hang up I got with it. I figured out the data issue that I was dealing with the last time. And if I want to do an impromptu live, I'll do it with the GoPro. But if I want to do the scheduled one, it's just not, it just doesn't seem to be working properly. My app won't let me schedule it, Lotus. I tried that. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe you can let me know how to do that later. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong, but when I tried it multiple times, it just, all it does is it starts it right away, and then it doesn't let me change the time. I tried one time and I kicked it in, and then I went out and it stayed in my YouTube, and I thought maybe I could go in and edit it and then we'll grab it again, but I don't know for sure if that works. So I got to do a little bit more playing with it. I still have another one for Traxxas parts, Joey. That and then I found a whole bunch more for Revo parts from the last time that are behind me. Later, Lotus. I more or less have a different toolbox for every type of of uh, of RC. Like I got one for Traxxas stuff. I got one for MGT stuff. I got one for the OFNA stuff. I got another one just for the jamming stuff. And so I tried to keep them all separated, and just because that way you're just digging through this massive pile of stuff. Ideally, I'd like to get a set of Vinmar bins, or like Woogie has, just another separate toolbox, just organized drawers of manufacturers. Like the big black cabinets that are over there are all full of like lubes and all my hazardous good stuff and all my buffing stuff and everything else for cars, and it's all full of like engine oils and brake clean and all that other stuff, fuel and everything else. So I have one race hauling bag that I should use more often than I do. It's an actual OFNA race hauling bag, and believe it or not, it's right hammer full of analog radios. It's all that's in it is analog radios. It's probably got 10 or 15 analog radios in it, just because I didn't know what to do with the friggin' thing, so I put them in that bag. There's a good deal on a bunch of leftover parts, new old stock, and I got a business trip to Edmonton this week, and I'm tempted to go up and pick it up. It's a whole big box full of new old stock RC10 GT parts, which are hard to find. It's a whole bunch of energy parts and new old stock associated parts and things like that. And he only wants $50 for the whole lot. So I may stop and pick that up too. Hey, HBI, Protect colors and stock. I don't blame you, Rinks. I'm tempted to get, if I race like you do, the I would do the same. I haven't tried yet, HBI. I haven't tried to see if I get those yet. I'm actually going to turn the mic off on this one, and hopefully I don't lose anybody. See if that switches over. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Just give me a thumbs up if you can. I just don't want this thing to go all super staticky when I fire this up. Perfect. Yeah, I know how bad the feedback gets with that microphone when I fire this thing up. All it sounds like is just a whole bunch of white noise, static horribleness. And I don't know about you guys. Well, I do know about you guys, but I know you guys love the sound of this nitro stuff just as much as I do. So it's almost sacrilegious to have it sound like shit. So let's see what we got here. I am going to preemptively start the fan though this time. Instead of waiting until it's foggy in here, I'm going to start the fan. All right. Give it a little preheat. Well, I suppose you should put fuel in the thing first and get the radio. Yeah, that would work. It's not that big of oven, Joey. I love the old JP radio, or JR Racing radio. Yeah, I got the same radio with one of my LSTs as well. I think my aftershock actually has the digital JR racing radio from original. It must have been first gen digital. I'm actually going to pick up another truggy, but when I go to Edmonton this weekend, there's a low C 2.0 truggy for sale up there for a decent price from a guy that I bought the Hot Bodies truggy from. So that'll be the next addition to my collection, because my truggy collection isn't as big as my buggy collection, and I need it to be more par. Not that I need another one, but you know. Larry, you like the Jim Beam symbol? That's actually, believe it or not, I looked it up. That's original. Wants a little more idle. That glow plug's on its way out. Maybe that was my tune issue the other day. I bet you that glow plug's no good. It's still the one that was in it when I got it, so. I bet you it's fucked. Yep. I'm thinking she needs a glow plug, which I'm not super worried about. Let's stick the one in it came with. That might have been the tuning issue I had the other day, you know. Wouldn't really shock me. Now the idle's high. I'm a whiskey guy myself. I just like it on the rock. There's that two-stage idle. There, see? It drops down not bad. It holds that idle. And that bottom end is still fat. There's a Pico northeast, sorry. That's a Pico, Opna Pico 0.21. And this is a Opna Ultra LX. coming along. It seems to get better the more fuel I run through it. So I don't know how much more I can mess with that before I actually start running it. It seems to be not bad. Temps are pretty good. 160, 170. Still a little cold. Definitely not very hot. Probably drop that idle a little more. That's not bad. A couple of little bubbles in the fuel line under hard acceleration. I may redo this top O-ring. Try that, Joe. I hope it will stay there. That sounds good. That's the sound I was going for. Faster recovery for sure. Still likes to run cool. A thirsty pig, though. I'll tell you, I just about chewed through half a tank of fuel, just like that. Let that fuel run out now. It's almost empty. Michael. Thanks for coming. Trying to tune this old Pico. Holds it idle nicely. I will say that. Yeah, this is the Offna Ultra LX. There we go. Not bad. Now that I got all the servos changed and everything, I do have to service the diffs because I noticed this. So the rear diff doesn't turn where the shit. Yeah, that center diff needs to be serviced. It's not completely empty, but I'm betting it's mostly empty. And these ones are a bit more of a bear with this big top plate to do the center diff. I'll let the fan run for a minute just to clear the air out. But it's not bad. For what I paid for it to add to the collection, it should be pretty good. The engine seems pretty solid. At least it gets warm enough and it doesn't flash out, so it'll looks like it's savable. This glow plug is the garbage, though. Yeah, I'll show you while I'm letting the air clear out here. I had to go get it, but there's the box that it actually came with the engine. This is an actual Offna joint Pico deal. It's pretty cool. I really wanted the box. I collect the boxes, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool graphics on it. Yeah. So far, Michael, I changed all the servos. I pulled the engine off, checked the back plate, make sure it was clear, and then I went through the clutch because the gear mesh was kind of shitty, and then had a good look at things before I kind of put it together. There was one wheel that was really loose, so that these wheels are kind of funny. He's actually got one axle on one side, a different axle, like an upgraded axle on the other side, and he didn't have the hub slid on all the way and pinched, so I had to, redo that, and then that's good now. There's no more play in any of the wheels. And then the front drive hub for the front axle was loose, and it was almost falling off the output shaft, so I had to redo that. And then yeah, I generally, as a rule, don't like to run some of the vintage ones too much in the snow, just because if you do break them, or if you hit something like a snowbank the wrong way and you bust the control arm off or something in the cold, they don't take it very well. And then with that old plastic, and then you're up shit creek with a paddle trying to find a control arm. And I don't have very many parts, especially for this one. So. I think I can turn that fan off now and save some of my heat. I'm just glad you finally got it, Joe. Thought she was, like you said, lost at sea, man. That was the longest shipment ever. It scared the crap out of me. Over 2 months, thanks. That was 2.5 months to get there, and then it got tangled up in that Canada post stripe and made it even longer. So it was a little worrisome, mostly because of the fact that the status didn't change at all for months. There. It's nice with that sun coming through the window. Kind of makes it look cool. So we'll just kind of set this aside for a bit. Man, I wish it was 60 degrees here at home. Only RC, do you mind if I call you Compass? Only because it's a lot easier to say than Only RC. If you mind, I'll call you Only RC. Don't want to be disrespectful. Okay, perfect. Like I said, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I just if you preferred Only RCs, I'd leave it that way. So, but if it's just a lot faster to say a Compass than it is to say Only RCs, nitros, blah, 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 blah. I speak fast enough as it is. I don't need to try and add more words in there. So anyway, this is the buggy that I was referring to. I do have a comment. Has anybody ever done this? I felt like they're doing this, but in Canada, obviously, you know the Tamiya paints are no longer. I feel so bad. I went and bought this can of Tamiya paint. I was gonna paint that buggy with a green in it, and I got a little bit overzealous pulling the cap off, and I snapped the lid right off, or snapped the spout right off, and they're not changeable. So now, some of the paints that I can barely get, this paint is essentially junk, and it just chapped me. Like, but garbage now. That's what I get. Sometimes get a little ham-fisted. I don't even know if I know your real name. Only RC Nitro. Compass. Yeah, I think microgram, that's probably what'll happen with that one now. It just sucks. Yeah, you get big meat hooks like mine, sometimes you get a little bit carried away and you bust stuff. And I try not to, but sometimes that happens. What happens being a heavy equipment mechanic working on small stuff. Sometimes you break shit. Yeah, you guys can still get to be a paint in the UK, and I think you can still, well, I know you can still get it in the US. Here we're boned. They said there's something to do with the Canadian safety standards that shut it down. I don't know what's in it, but they just were like, no, it's not coming into Canada anymore. And now we lose all the good stuff. We lost the good brake clean. We lost the good Tamiya. There's talks about taking WD-40 away. So I don't know. It's just sucks. We can't have any good stuff. Next thing I know, I'll be using ether as brake clean. Yeah, I thought about it, but you can't. I thought about doing that, adding this is the one that has the integral piece. It's not the one. So this little pecker piece is actually stuck down inside the can, and it's fucked. Some of them you can pull in and out. This one you pull the top off it, but the little pecker is still broke off down inside the can, so it's junk. If it was the one like you're referring to, where you pull it out and the whole thing comes out, like with the spigot and everything, then you're good. But this one, because of the way it came out, it's not. Anyway, long story short, it's $12 in the garbage can. It sucks. And I wouldn't even care if it was $12 in the garbage can for me being just a little ham-fisted, but the fact that it's $12 in the garbage can and I can't replace it sucks. Anyway, the reason I thought about this engine would be a good topic. This is the original Serpent engine that comes in the Serpent X8 buggy. This is actually a good engine. I think it's a Force engine. I'm almost positive it's a Force engine. Anyway, I broke this in and I've run this, and I think it even still has the original glow plug. I've run this quite a bit, and this has been a solid engine, and this is an RTR kit. So anybody that buys this, and this kit's still available, but it's not a kit, sorry, but this buggy is still available as an RTR, and this is the engine that comes in it, and it actually is a really good engine for an RTR. And but I figured we could have a look in it. Anybody that wants to buy this kit, not this one in particular, but buy it from like A-Main. I believe it's still in stock, and I think it's actually on sale. And it's a good. I do recommend this one as an RTR buggy. It is a great buggy, and the suspension for an RTR is amazing. So, should we have a poke inside this and see what it looks like after running it so much? You guys interested in that, or do you want to see something different? You guys tell me. How's that? Ooh, it's always fun in the fresh snow. Yeah, let's have a boo. Micrograms, it sounds good to me. You can see here, good pinch still. It's like I said, it was a solid engine. I never had any issues with it. Once it literally was amazing. It was 9 tanks almost exactly, and then it turned on. So I tend to run a lot of Sidewinder fuel. I like the Sidewinder fuel. A lot of people run VP. I've been running Sidewinder for years. I'm slowly switching over to VP. The problem that I have with the VP is all the 30% is clear, and I can't seem to find anybody around here that wants to stock the 20. So all my 20%, majority of it is Sidewinder. So. But I like the Sidewinder stuff personally. I find that you know what, I just thought of something. That Offna buggy was running on 30% before, and it seems to run just as good on the 30% as it did that 20%. Because I kind of fucked up putting the wrong fuel in that, but it seems to like that Sidewinder. She's a little slimy. Because that buggy also did come with a gallon of 30% VP. So I figured, like I said, for $250 for the buggy, the parts, and a fresh gallon of fuel, that's not bad. The holes are full of schmoo. I want to strip them. I think it was all right, John, for what it was. I mean, would I say it's my best deal ever? No, not necessarily, but would I say it was a decent deal? I think it was fair. And the guy was happy, so I was happy. Ooh, Jesus. Oh, these may not come out easy. Bear with me a second there, guys. think I'll put these screws back in. They're just about stripped. Didn't think I was going to get that out of there. Thanks, Harold. It's pretty impressive. It's impressive and embarrassing at the same time. You want to show people it and everything, and then you kind of feel bad because you go a little overboard on it. But it's my happy place for sure. Uh-oh. Might be boned with that one screw. That's not good. How many do I have? I have 54. Soon to be 55 if I pick that other one up this week. This might prove interesting to get this out of here. May have to resort to some other goofy tactics to get that out of there. My driver for this one. See, if I can't get it out, Michael, that's probably what will happen. Nope, that back plate's staying in there. That one screw is not coming out. Not nicely anyway. Not without extra means. So we'll pull the head off and have a glue in there anyway. Go from there, but that's unfortunate. I wonder if I can try one more attempt. I'd love to do a JATO speed challenge in the summer with a stock JATO. I would just be like, no big blocks, no mods, no nothing, just stock form JATO. I think that'd be fun. Man, of course. Oh well. Like Michael said, I'll leave it alone. I know it runs, I don't want to wreck it. I'll play with that one later off camera, that way if I break it, you guys don't see me cry. What sounds good, Michael? The stock Jado challenge? I think it'd be fun. Like it just because lots of people can, can mod their shit all up and then beat the other one. Basically, that's a competition of who has more money. But I'd like to see just a straight up stock class. You know, just for fun. You guys, I don't know if you guys saw that one that I picked up at the swap meet with that crazy cylinder head on it. That's a friend of mine's, but I have never seen a cylinder head. I think it's a King something or other cylinder head, but it's the craziest thing you know. I suppose, hey John? Oh, it's got a button head to it. That's the smallest button I've ever seen. Look at the size of that thing. It's so cute. That's crazy. Usually the button goes way out, way bigger. It's super tiny. There's the piston and sleeve. See the colors, nice. Focus. Focus. You see that? It's worn well. Nice and clean. Look at that, no burn. Actually looks really good. I'm quite impressed. For the amount of fuel that's been run through this thing, I'm pretty surprised. Yeah, look how tiny that button is. That's crazy. Yeah, for an RTR engine, like I said, it's probably got, I'm guessing it's probably got 2 gallons of fuel through it. And I don't run my stuff easy. I run it hard. So, I don't baby it. And it looks really good. No scores, no bits. Nice and clean. Good oil inside. Feels nice and smooth. I would have liked to have gotten that back plate off. That's okay. Obviously there's no reason for it. I'll leave it alone. This head is directional. By the looks of it. You wouldn't think it, but it is. Like I said, for an RTR buggy, I am impressed with this circuit. The electronics I thought would be shit when I first got it, just because they look cheap, but they work good. They have all the adjustability. They've got all your steering trims and throws and trim stuff all there. So I've never had an issue with it. I think it's Dragon RC is the one that makes the electronics for it. Like I said, I think these are on sale in A-Main. Obviously, I don't get any fucking kickbacks from anybody. So, you know, but it's been a solid kit. I got this 2 Christmases ago or something. My wife bought it for me for Christmas. And the break-in was super uneventful, which is nice, you know. Oh, the screws don't want to link. Come on, you. There. That's weird. Hey, baby T. That is fucked up. Why don't those screws want to move? Yeah. Oh my fucking god. I'm on the crack. You think I was drinking before I came on the show? Holy crap, hold up. Trying to put it in, going, why won't this turn? I'm using the wrong freaking driver. Hey John, it says that the post office says that your box should be there Thursday. Just so you know. It says that your package, the arrival is the 16th. So you'll have your send parts. Which will be cool. You'll put that beast back together. That low-C buggy is the older RTR version, or the kit version, and it's actually the one that I'm going to pick up in Edmonton, and it's actually got the 427 in it. So I don't know what that's going to work like in a buggy, but it should be like the one that Rinks has. So it should be interesting. There. But I do think that this will be This will live to fight another day, but I should give this bearing a clean yuck. I'm stoked for you to get that transmission. I'd love to see that nothing little about that sand. I'd love to see that sand going again. I haven't run my, now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't run my aftershocks for a long time either. Or my aftershock and my LST and any of that stuff for quite a while. What's Sand Northeast? John got, or the Nitro Diction, got a Sen 77 Genesis from me a while ago. And the transmission input shaft sheared off on testing. And so hopefully, I sent him a new transmission. Hopefully that sorts the issues. You're welcome, Eddie. Good to see you. Welcome back anytime. I do one every week at this time, unless last week I missed, first one I missed for a while. But we'll be here. There. There we go. Roll the caps back on it. Should give this a bit of a clean. I'll do that a little later. It's a little bit scudgy from the last time I run it. Not as dirty now, mostly because I got it all over my hand. There. Back together. A little farm fresh, just like the stuff I sent you, Joey. All right. Hey Riggs, what, are you still on there? I'm not sure if Riggs is there, if he's gone recent. I just wondered if Rinks was still on here, or if he's gone for the day. I just wanted to ask him a question about his truggy. I just wanted to see if Rinks was still on here, or if he's gone for the day. I wanted to ask him a question about his truggy. Back. Cool, John. That'd be nice. I'll check it out. Oh, I won't be able to check it out Tuesday. I'll be going to Edmonton on Tuesday. I'll be there Monday. Hey, where? I hope to make it on Wednesday. I'll be coming back from Edmonton on Wednesday, but I will try for sure. Maybe I can talk one of the other guys into driving and I'll just watch it on my phone. 6 hours of drive. Yeah, the aftershock's not very easy to find. You can find a whole bunch of LSTs to one aftershock. This one is just about as I would say clean as they come, but it's as clean as they can get really. This one's dusty from because I don't run it a ton, but it's all original, and like you can tell, this is the original body. It's a little dusty, dirty from sitting around. We can tell the body's in pretty decent shape. This has the Losi 454 in it. These ones don't have reverse, so they don't have the issues that the LST has with the transmission. These ones have the all blue shock, black shocks, whereas the other ones come with the blue and black shocks. The only issue is the pipe on those ones. In which aspect is it? Because of the one that's in the middle of that comes out in the middle, or the one because it comes out on the end? This one has I've changed the pipe, so it's the same as the LST pipe. The factory pipe with the center discharge at the seam is actually on one of my MGTs. I haven't fired this one up for quite a while, so like this one's probably been, I bet you it's been almost a year, but no, it won't be a year. Probably about 8 months since I fired this one up. It's been a little while. All right, Joey, have a good night, buddy. This 454, as far as I'm concerned, I think is probably one of the best engines that Losi made. I've been scared to run this in the snow because of the exposed transmission on the sides. I don't know how well they would take the snow comparatively to like an MGT with a sealed transmission. Yeah, it's the 454. The original 427 that came in this one is actually in something else, and I upgraded it to the 454. This one has, you know what? I imagine this has plastic because it's all, yeah, it has plastic. Yeah, because this originally was the 427. No, the black-headed .26 max, and that's what was in this when I got it. And the .26 max is now in an MGT, and no, it's in a buggy. It's in a buggy, believe it or not. This is, like I said, the first gen radio, digital radio from Losi. I think this is one of the first ones they came out with. Man, is it dusty. It works. It works not bad. At least it's not analog. This actually was a brand new 454 haywire. Yeah, this is the one I was talking to you about, John. I don't think these servos will take lipos. I need a hump pack though. Because this is not a. Do I have an adapter? You know it's an LST, which this is the aftershock. It's actually not an LST. Hope this battery's not dead. We'll find out. This one has, nope, it has the aluminum diff housings. Front and rear. Both my LST does as well. My LST has the updated diffs as well as the steel transmission. A little slow, that battery's a little tired. It'll work for a test run. I just wanted to bark it up, because I haven't run it for a long time. Don't know what fuel it was on last time, but I think this 20% will work. It is, yep, the JR Spectrum servos. Sweet, John, that's awesome. Just give it a little bit of heat before you spark it up and sitting for a while. I wonder if the primer works. I haven't tried it. We'll find out. Hey, all aspects. See if my old Losi starter works. I'm gonna go around the other side. I don't think that's gonna work. Nope, that battery's lame. Do it. I was gonna say, you're gonna be cranky. You shouldn't have walked around this side. Man, Losi's have to be the coldest, cold-blooded. fuel. There. That was a half a tank of fuel. Just like that. I love these LSTs, but my God, they are thirsty. Oh man, my whole garage smells like nitro permanently. It's pretty good. The fan keeps up pretty decent though. It gets a little foggy for a minute, and then it clears out pretty quick. The fan I spec for the garage will turn the air around 100% in under a minute. So I did that so that I don't gas myself in here anymore. It was a request from my wife to stop doing it without ventilation. There you go, John. I figured you'd want to see that one. And I haven't run it for a long time, so I also wanted to see it run. Yeah, this is the one. I actually got this off of an estate from a fella who loved it just as much as I did, but then passed away, and his son was having to sell his collection, and they ended up buying the entire collection. I know there's a lot of LST fans in here. That's why I figured that this would be a good one to fire up today as well. And like I said, I haven't had a chance to run it for quite a while. So I do love the body on this one. It's such a nice body. I love the little blower thing and everything. Yeah, it's just a cool old truck. You know what? I would think the same thing, Compass, but this is a 454, and I think this burns more fuel, like these low C engines, than my 8.0. Like, it's impressive. It's a thirsty bugger, but it's pretty clean. If you look underneath, you know, it's a little bit of fuel goo there, but it's not all beat up. Still has the low C servos, the dual servo setup. Pretty nice old rig. It's pretty clean, this one. How much did I pay for what? The whole collection, Compass? It was one of your kind of deals. I'll put it that way. It was an amazing deal. It was more one of those deals where they wanted it to go to a good home. This is the other extreme. This is the Muggy, which are also not that common. It actually has the factory wing. It does have the aftermarket roll bar in it. This one has the 427. Yes. This one has the 427 in it. This one has RPM gears and an RPM cover. Geez, I don't look at these for so long between times that I've run them. So this one, I have changed the servos in this one, and I converted this one to a high torque single servo from the double servo for the steering. And it's got aftermarket drive shafts. This one does have, so this is the one with the center exhaust exit. Around. See, this is the one with the center exhaust, the high torque exhaust. But yeah, no, sorry, I don't want to swap for a 10 scale. Yeah, this roll bar is really nice. I've heard that this roll bar alone is pretty hard to find. It actually came on this one. I bought this one in a million pieces that I didn't even know if all the parts were there. It was kind of one of those, you know, you buy a basket case vehicle and it's just a complete disaster. This one was like buying one of those cars from a field. It was in a box with all the parts and pieces. None of it was together, and I actually paid 50 bucks for it, gambling that it was all there. Yeah, I like this roll bar. It's really nice. Like you can see, there's not a mark on the cylinder head from, and it's rolled over more than a few times. The roll bar, I've been offered a couple $100 just for the roll bar because they're just not that common. And yeah, so it has the better wheels and tires in my opinion. I do have spares for this as well. So there's, yeah, one there, two up there. So there must be a set of 4 of these things somewhere. Yeah, like I said, I bought this thing and it was a complete basket case. I had to try and source a few things, mostly spacers and collars and whatnot. And I didn't actually, when I assembled this, it actually had the wrong wheel bearings in it, and I actually had to build spacers for the wheel bearings because I didn't have them, and I think it might still be like that. But yeah, this is the other one, and I put an upgraded carburetor on it because the original carburetor sucked. So, and then all the linkages in here, all the throttle linkages and everything, I built all these because all these were missing. So these are all JP custom made linkages. I don't know, Just Joe, what's the difference between these ones and the muggy tires? You know, I don't know. These are the ones it came with. These are the ones that it came with, so I don't know if it has the, what the muggy tires look like. I'll have to look it up. These are these are the smaller hubs, I think. So these are these are the 20 mils. New Era, that's it. Thanks, Northeast. You're right, it is the New Era roll bar. But this one runs as well. Like I said, all my stuff runs. Oh, there's a battery in this one. Still in the bottom location. Down here. A little oily, this one. From the last time. But yeah, this is the mod that I did for the steering servo. And if I move that down there. So I went with a 1 high torque servo and an arm and went over to the other side. And it steers fine. I prefer it with the 1 servo. I know this thing is in the field. It's fun. I had issues with the transmission when I first got this one, but I got that sorted. I'm just gonna shut that fan off now. Oh, I believe you, they're LST2 wheels. Like I said, that's what it came with. I'm not going to argue. And then, like I said, I have another complete set of these. So, oh, there's the fourth one. It's underneath my MBX. And this one has the blue shocks in it. Yeah, and I have it. Anyway, I got lots of parts for this thing. I got new control arms, new all kinds of shit. So, clutch bells, control arms. The only thing I don't have is extra shocks. I got a complete other transmission in pieces. So, yeah, it's a good monster truck. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about these ones is the transmissions are susceptible to water. They get all that the one-way bearing in here gets dirty and schmooey, and then it doesn't want to ship. Or maybe this is an LST that somebody made into a Muggy compass. It's quite possible. Like I said, I bought it as a basket case. Anything's possible. It could be a straight up LST with just the wing. So. Shift, what do you mean, Joe? It's quite possible, Compass, that this is just an LST with some add-ons, the wing and the new Aero roll bar. I'm never one of those people that go, I'm right, you're all wrong. You know, it could be just an LST with the wing. Oh no, it's a 2-speed. Then it's not a Muggy, it's an LST. Because this is a 2-speed. I know that for a fact because I've had this transmission apart I don't know how many times. Yes, this body came with it. Maybe it is. How do you tell if it's a Muggy chassis versus an LST chassis? I'm not super versed on the LST stuff. They're not my favorite, so I don't tend to run them as much as some guys that are super knowledgeable with the LSTs. They're more knowledgeable with the LSTs like I am with the MGTs, so. I didn't realize this had an off-nut air filter on it. I'll be have to take that off and swap it out with something else because I want to put that on one of my other buggies. It's the LST2 body, so this must be an LST2 then, because this is the body that he said it came with when he was new. So. The Muggy has the flat bottom. This doesn't have a flat bottom. This is just like that one up there with the dip in the middle. So. Good enough. I think it's still worth the $50 I paid for it. Just saying. It runs good though. I can't complain about how this one runs. It's just like I said, I don't run the LSTs very often, just because they're cranky, I find, until they're warmed up. And so in the wintertime, that tends to take a little longer. Like I said, it was $50 to buy it, but it did come as a complete basket case. So it took quite a bit of work to put it back together and to try and figure out where everything was and dig through the box. And then there was 2 kits mixed together in the box. So I was trying to figure out what went with this and what went with the other one. So it was a bit of a mess. But that's part of the fun, in my opinion. I can do that with an MGT blindfolded, just like John can with a Savage. But the LSTs, not so much. And I think I got, let me see here. That's LST, that's LST, that's LST, that's LST, that's 10G. So I got a whole bunch of new old stock LST parts. There's a set of bulkheads. There's a set of steering bell cranks. There's a set of front bumper. There's a front bulkhead for the strut towers. And then I'm sure I got a set of axles. There's a complete transmission in a bag. That's truggy. That's all Revo parts. That's LST parts. Set of hubs. I think there's a set of axles up here too. Oh yeah. There, I got a set of low seat axles as well. Yeah, no, it's a good rig. It'll be fun. I'd like to try and dial this in a little better when the weather gets a little nicer, if I don't trade it with John. So we'll see. Trying to ship stuff back and forth to the US tends to be a bit of a shit show. Yeah, I'm hoping to pick that truggy up in Edmonton this week. That should be fun. Be another one of my low seat collections. It's super clean. I looked at it when I was up there and didn't buy it. I think he wants them both. We haven't quite worked out the details on that trade yet. I think he wants that one and the aftershock. Later, BBT. I imagine it's probably late there. Take that shaft out of there before I lose that. messing with earlier. I put this with the. Hey, on another note, have you guys ever? Ooh, almost tore a hole in that one. Have you guys ever used acetone to take the tires off? Like soaked them in acetone? I took this one tire, came with my Hyper 8, and it was, somebody inside had destroyed the felt, the foam. So I soaked it in acetone just like this, and then all the glue let go, so I took the tire off, threw the foam away because it was, somebody cut a big piece out of it, so I had a big dead spot in it. Let the tire dry out for 2 weeks, and put a new foam in it and glued it back on the wheel, and it's good. It's I'm pretty stoked. What are you looking at there, all aspects? What do you want to see? I've never tried to reuse the tire again. I've always thrown them out. So this is the first one that I actually salvaged. And it actually, I thought it would be all gooey and fucked up, but it actually was good. You're looking at everything on the wall? Yeah, it's quite a collection. There's 55 of them. And, or 54, I should say. If you count the one screwed to the ceiling, it's 54. I haven't run that tire yet, Lotus, so we'll see. This is the one. I know which one it is, so we'll see what happens to it. It may explode. We'll find out. It's kind of an experiment. Yeah, I've never tried it. Like I said, I'm hoping this works. As like I said, as a trial, because I've had a few of them where the rim is split, and I thought for sure if I took them off the wheel, that that they'd be toast, because I got a really good tire over there, but the rim is shot. Oh, just 1 sec. I'm just going to grab a tire. I saw you out there, John. Just 1 sec. So I had a crash over the summer, and I wrecked it. Like, this was a wheel. I had a crash over the summer, and that was what happened. I blew the center right out of the wheel, and but the tire's good, so I'm hoping I can save this tire, which would be cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna throw this in the goo tonight, and let it soak and see what happens. What's your favorite? My favorite RC car? Well, I'm a pretty big MGT guy. I really like my MGTs. To say that I have a favorite is probably my Thunder Tiger buggies are my favorite. It's a toss up between my Thunder Tiger buggies and my Hyper 8s, but the MGTs, I have a soft spot for them because they were my first. They were my first RC cars. So they're well, next to a super old Kyosho buggy, but I don't have that anymore. My parents, when they got divorced, they threw it out. If you guys want, I'll throw this in the goo, and then next week we can review it. all team associate MGTs are expensive and hard to find. Well, not as much around here as they seem to be everywhere else. You count 6 MGTs, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So here, I'll show you guys. I put all the lights on there, it's pretty cool. Here, show you. Do this. There. How's that look? And he goes over there. So, yeah, so the MGTs that are my favorite are probably this one. That's an 8.0. That one's pretty good. I like that one. This one's super modified. It's an MGT, but it's all energy control arms and all kinds of extra add-ons and everything. It's pretty heavily modified, that one. And then that one is an 8.0, slightly different. And then there's another 8.0 somewhere. No, that's, oh, that one. That one's an 8.0. Later, Lotus. Thanks for coming. And then that one is an MGT Mini, which are pretty rare. That's the 3.0. You see a number 1 on this one. This was the first one I got. So, and then that's my parts MGT, I call it. I bought it for parts, and that's got the SH engine in it. That one's got, that's the original .21 one, so the first ones they made. And then that's obviously my other Sen 7.7. But yeah, those are, I got a soft spot. For monster trucks, the MGT is my favorite. And then my Savages are all over here. So, and then those are all buggies. Kind of that way. Up there and down there. So yeah. There, turn the lights back on. But yeah, and then a friend of mine got me the Traxxas, the light up Traxxas sign, and the light up associated sign for my B4. And then that one looks familiar, eh, John? And then, so that one came from the Nitro Addiction. That's my Techno 2.48 2.0. And then that's my other Techno that came from the Nitro Addiction as well. So. Yeah. That's my 25 Savage, my 4.6X Savage, and then my 5.9 Savage. And then all my truggies. But yeah. So I threw that tire in the stuff. We'll see how that goes. I will say all aspects you were talking about the throwing stuff in the solvent. So I don't know what you guys do, but I keep this container. This is just a Rubbermaid container or whatever, and this is the same acetone I've used for probably a dozen sets of tires now. And I just put them in here, let them soak, and then take them out, peel the tire off, and usually throw the tires away if they're junk. But this, so yeah, and then I usually just put something on the wheel to hold it under the stuff. And then this way, I haven't changed this acetone in probably 6 months. And works great. Thanks, Compass. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jason. Oh yeah, and I forgot to show you guys one too that's kind of funny. Everybody always counts it and they'll go, oh, I only counted 54. And then I keep forgetting to mention that one. That's up there. It's screwed to the ceiling. Just as a kind of a funny one. Lots of people get a kick out of the one that's screwed to the ceiling. It's one that I know I will never run, so it's up there. It can stay there. Just gonna put these on the shelf. What is it on the ceiling? So that is a XRC RC truck. So back 15 years ago or so, Canadian Tire and Walmart and those people tried to make a ready to run RC car for the masses instead of hobby grade. They figured they could get in on the popularity during the nitro craze, and they made that fucking piece of shit, which is an absolute piece of garbage. And it's they're not great. Yeah, it's a nitro XRC. So it's the one, the engine doesn't even have a sleeve. It's just cast into the block, and they're just, yeah, plastic chassis. They're junk, like just junk. Anyway, I keep it to remind myself how shitty nitro cars can be. And I bought it on a whim, paid way too much money for it, and it's shot. Like, it's just done. I brought it home thinking I could save it just to be able to putt around with it, just to be able to say that I had one. But it's junk. Yeah, everything that could be wrong with an RC car that we know of is with that thing. So it could stay up there. Yeah, exactly. It's a good conversation piece. That's why I leave it up there. That plus it doesn't take up shelf space that way. Before we cut her off for the day, did you guys want to see anything else, or I think we'll just call her, and then unless you wanted to see a buggy that you haven't seen before or something like that, just quickly. I do have some fairly rare buggies over there that are not common, that people haven't seen before. We did go a little bit longer than we usually do, which is great that everybody's here. I'm super sad that I missed last week. All right, I guess I'll cut her off there, unless anybody had any other questions or anything for today. I think we'll call her there, and we'll talk again next weekend. Unless anybody had anything that they wanted to say before the end of her. Going once. Going twice. All right, everybody. Peace. Have a great weekend. Or I guess, have a great evening. It's work day tomorrow. Sucks. Okay. Have a good one, everybody.